It's the day after Ironman Melbourne 2015 and we're here in St Kilda, about a kilometre from the finish line of yesterday's race. It's a little wet and windy today compared to the sunshine of yesterday, but joining us again is professional athlete Lachie Kerin, who competed his first Ironman yesterday. Congratulations, Lachie.
Oh, thanks for having me.
How's the body feeling after yesterday?
A little bit sore and sorry for myself, but yeah, not too bad. I thought it could have been a little bit worse, but it's going well, yeah. I'm limping around and managed to walk out here from the Cafe Racer this morning, so that's a big plus.
And how was the experience for you? First Ironman, overall, the expectations of the event as a whole and how the day unfolded?
I really enjoyed the day, I suppose, just getting through it. That was a huge achievement for me. It didn't necessarily go to plan in terms of my race strategy and how I wanted to go, but I got through it, and to me that's a huge achievement. And all the support out on course was amazing. The whole way from Frankston all the way to St Kilda on that run was really special, and so many people that I knew and cheering for me, so that made a world of difference.
You spoke to us before the race. You obviously had some expectations upon yourself, but you also were well aware it was your first Ironman. 49-minute swim, how did that stack up against what you planned to do?
Yeah, look, I really wanted to make that bunch in the swim when I first started, and I had a really good start, and it kind of split a little bit. And I felt like I had a chance there to get across, and I didn't take it. It would have been, you know, I didn't really want to burn matches that early, and I was pretty content to just swim pretty cruisy, and I had a few people on my feet, so I knew at least I had some people out onto the bike, and it felt like a long time, I must say. A 3.8k swim in the open water was, yeah, it just felt a lot longer than 3.8 in the pool, but got through it, and out onto dry land, it was good to get out.
Got out onto the bike, and 4:46 you rode, slightly off the main chase pack, but you sort of got yourself into rhythm. Do you want to explain how your bike ride went?
Yeah, look, I came out with three boys. So Jeff Simon's the eventual winner, and Per Bittner got about 100-metre gap out of transition there, and I had the choice straight away to either ride up to them and try and go with them, or stay back with the other boy who came out of the water with us, Jens, I think it was. And being a 20-year-old male, I decided I'll do it, and 320 watts was feeling really easy, and I got up, and then it kind of slowed down, and I was pretty happy being with those two. And I think we're about 2 minutes back at 45 Ks. We got turned around and out of the tunnel. He went for it for sure, and had me in a world of hurt, and I stayed with those boys until about 75 Ks or so, and then I decided I had to let them go. At that point I went through 90th at about 287 watts, and still about 2 minutes back off that chase bunch, and those two had actually caught that chase bunch by 90 Ks. And from there on in, I was just absolutely gone. I was pulled over at the side of the road by 105 Ks off the bike, and trying to stretch my legs out, and I really didn't know what to do, to be honest. I was starting to think about maybe just going to Port Mac in 6 weeks and trying again, but you know, I think I owed it to myself and everyone who's come here to support me, and all my training partners to finish this race, and in my hometown. So I gutsed out the last 80 Ks on the bike there, pretty much couldn't get down on the aero bars at all, blowing my hips out, and there was definitely some bad thoughts going through the head there. Pulling into Frankston again, I think Rixie caught me just at the end there, and he said to me in transition, like, "Oh, that was fun, wasn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah, definitely not how I would explain it," but you know, he went straight away. I couldn't even stay with him for 500 metres on the run. And I just knew I just had to just run my own race then, and just do whatever I could to get back to St Kilda. And it's pretty much what I did. It was a bit of a death march, but got back here in the end. So I suppose that's an achievement in itself in any case, yeah.
And you managed to catch your mentor Luke Bell about 32k into the run, and you ended up running with him, which was a great highlight. And actually, for us speaking to you before the race and knowing your history with Luke, seeing you guys come across the finish line together was fantastic, and a great sight and the spectacle itself. How was it for you?
Well, Luke obviously rode very, very hard. I think they had about a 9-minute lead on the chase bunch off the bike. So, you know, once I called him at 32, the first thing he said to me was, "Oh, shouldn't have tried to ride with the German." So I think he was probably even in a bit more hurt than I was at that stage. And yeah, I passed him at 32. I didn't really say much to him because he was walking and I just wanted to keep moving at that stage. And he ran back up to me at about 34 Ks, and without him, I would have been home at an even slower time. So he got us doing a 4-minute jog, 1-minute walk, and he was really pulling me along and encouraging me and making sure that I got to that finish line. And that was really special for me to cross the line with him in my first one. And you know, despite the fact that neither of us really had the days we were after, crossing that line with him was a pretty special experience.
So now you finished your first Ironman. Will you go back and do a second one?
I decided about 5 Ks into the run that I was going to go do another one because didn't do that one right, and I hate having unfinished business, so I will definitely be doing another one. Not sure when, hopefully maybe a colder one. Probably suits me a little bit better, being a redhead, pale-skinned young man. So I'm not sure where or when, but we'll have to sit down and have a look at it and plan something out, I think, because I really want to do one right and stick to my game plan. And you know, as I spoke to you on Friday, and my piece of advice was don't go too hard at the start of the bike, and that's exactly what I did. So I've learnt from that experience, and I don't want to feel like that again in a race, so I won't do it again.
Speaking of learning, a few tips now that you've finished an Ironman that perhaps you can give an age group of your learning experiences of yesterday and what you won't do again or what you might do again.
Yeah, I think you just got to be really patient. Even in like racing so many halves, you don't necessarily have to be so patient. You know, we ride pretty hard, and it's so much more like an Olympic distance, our half racing. So it's just nothing like an Ironman at all. You know, the bike's hard, and you're pushing up around threshold for bits, and you just can't do that in an Ironman because you know, I was feeling fine at 70, 75, and by 90 I was gone. It just changes so quickly, and the same on the run. Got through 12 and was feeling fine, and all of a sudden you just got nothing left. So you just have to be, it's not like a half where if you bonk at 14 you've only got to slog out 7. You've got to slog out another 28 Ks, which is a fair way to go. So you know, I know that I've done the training and what I'm capable of. It's just about implementing that into a race, and I mean, that's taken me a while to start doing that in halves even. So, and I still don't think I'm doing that to the best of my potential in halves. So I know that, you know, every distance you just got to keep going back and trying again and learning from each race. And there was definitely a lot of learning experiences on Sunday. The other things, I suppose, you know, how important nutrition is. I think I nailed my bike nutrition despite the fact it didn't really make much of a difference because I was so tired. But the run nutrition is really hard to keep on top of. You know, you have to. I found that I hadn't had a gel for like an hour just because I hadn't been thinking about it. And you're trying to get so many fluids in and coke in and stuff that you feel kind of sick. So something that I'll definitely have to practice in the future is trying to run with, you know, more nutrition in my training runs. I tend to just go and do a 2-hour long run on water, which you just can't do because I wasn't used to trying to get all the calories in. And that really hurt me, I think, as well on the run. So that's definitely something to work on, you know, especially for me, but that's a bit of advice, I'd say. Yeah.
Great, thanks very much for joining us over the last couple of days. We've really appreciated your insights into your race as a professional, particularly your first Ironman. So thanks again, and all the best for the future.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate you having me.
No worries.